Hey guys, this is Anything Gaming here, and we got the podcast promised. This is episode 4, or day 4 of Week of Halo, and I have the Chad Pad here.
What is up?
And we're just going to be talking about Halo and just general questions about it.
Yes, sir. Halo time. One of my favorite games.
Alright, so part 1 is about our favorite parts of the games or memorable moments. Alright, Chad, what's your favorite game?
Oh man, where do we start? So, let's start with Halo 1. I think one of my favorite moments ever in the game was being in the library on Legendary, because it was just like a horror movie because of how hard it was and how ominous the music was and how eerie the set was. They just did an amazing job. It was like a horror game at that point. And if anybody's played it on Legendary, you know exactly the feeling it gives you, just like a horror movie. So I loved that, and I also just really loved the ending. The ending of Halo 1 was awesome. The Maw was just intense, action-packed, fast. You really had to get your Warthog skills on point. It was fun. So I think those were two of my... Oh, and from Halo 1, when you first crash land onto Halo. Because you first get the view of that epic scenery, and it was just mind-blowing. So I think those are my three favorite parts of Halo 1. How about you for Halo 1?
I'm going to have to say the same exact points. The beginning, when you first crash, you just realize, man, this is Halo, and, you really got your first taste of everything. And I also like the ending. Oh my gosh. Being a little kid and having that happen to you, and just running through all the flood, and then in the Warthog, getting into the ship to get out of there, it just felt so real, and you're like in the experience. And I'm gonna have to say that's my favorite part.
Uh-huh.
All right. So what about from Halo 2?
Yeah, 2. 2. Man. So 2 was just really well done in terms of its storyline, and so I think my favorite part would have had to have been when the Covenant blew up one of the other space stations. When you're on Cairo Station and you look out the window and you see the other space station blow up, and you realize this station has a bomb in it and it's about to blow up, and then that part was really cool, and combined with him giving the Covenant back their bomb, that was just such an epic, awesome, just crazy cool moment. And so I think it's got to be my hands down favorite moment from Halo 2.
Great minds think alike, and that is
Were you
my
thinking the
exact
same?
same. That is my. And the fact that he fell to the planet, didn't even bother to get a spaceship. So I'm just gonna fall down in here. So that was really my favorite moment. Also,
He
from
fell to the Cadillac
surface.
crew. The crowd, yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good. And Halo 3, what's your favorite moment from there?
Halo 3. So, let's see. Pause it. I gotta think.
There's no pausing in it.
Oh, wow. You're just gonna have to... Okay. So, Halo 3...
What about the equipment? What do you think about the equipment?
The equipment in Halo 3. So, I think... In Halo 3, the equipment could have been done a lot better. I think in terms of all of the equipment's usefulness, the ones that were most useful were probably the bubble shield. I'd say the most useful. The least useful would have been the gravity lift, I think. Only on certain spots it was really useful, like getting up to a high point. But using it in multiplayer was really hard. There weren't many times when having a gravity lift would really help you. But the bubble shield was like almost always useful in some way. So... I think maybe they could have balanced out the usefulness of the equipment better,
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and I'm going to have to tell my favorite Halo 3 moment would be the last level, just driving through all the stuff while it's falling.
Yes.
And jumping over all the ramps and having the Flood and Sentinel shoot at you. That was my favorite part. And there's actually quite a few glitches you can do for that. And there were so many different vehicles you could do that not a lot of people know about. There's a Warthog, Ghost, a Brute Shot, all this stuff that you could do. So I like going back and using each one and its usefulness for each way to do it different. What about it?
I have to go back to Halo 2 real quick, because I just have to say the civil war that happened between the Brutes and the Elites was just so epic, and to have Breaking Benjamin Blow Me Away start up just at that moment was honestly probably one of my favorite moments of the entire series, and I just had to go back and say that. so cool. You could just watch them fight each other, and I did for a long time. I just let them fight, like I'm sure a lot of people did. Let them kill each other so you don't have too many enemies to kill, But it was really cool.
For Halo 4, my favorite moment would be the very end. We're having a lot of repeat stuff here. It's either beginning or end. But my favorite moment would be the end where you have to time everything perfect to get the didact off and save a lot of people on Earth. And it coming right back, and then the cutscene after where Cortana gets corrupted entirely. Oh man, dude.
It was intense. It was so scary.
Yeah. And
by the way, I had to say that the last part of Halo 3 was my favorite part too, basically. Besides Guilty Spark killing Sergeant Johnson, and so
I cried.
Then you got to kill Spark. That was also a very memorable moment.
And I cried when he died, and I cried when I found out there was a glitch to bring him back.
Oh yes, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah,
never did it. Oh, and Halo 4, my favorite moment would definitely be that the whole Cortana going crazy when that started happening added an intense new element to the game. And yes, fighting the Didact was amazing. Really intense cutscenes there. Especially talking with the librarian at the end was amazing. It just took Halo to a different level. I think it's really cool.
And Halo Reach, I actually was so into that game, and the hidden characters that you didn't really get to see, like Thom. I was so into him, I made my gamer tag after him. He was it was so cool, his sacrifice in the cutscene, where he's like, oh, Kat, your arm's broken, I'm just going to take my jetpack and go up, sacrifice himself to get that bomb and save everyone in the city. That was really heroic, and I named my gamer tag after him.
Amazing.
So even though that's not in the game, I'm going to say that's my favorite part.
Because Halo's more than just the games. It's also the underlying storyline and all of the enrichment that they add to the environment, the characters. It's a huge part. It's one of my favorite things about Halo. How in depth it is. It's really cool. What about ODST?
ODST.
Anything about ODST that you particularly actually didn't like, or
I'm gonna have to say my favorite moment from ODST is well, I didn't really like how open the world was, and how you really couldn't find that many enemies just wandering the street as the rookie. Even though that was a really cool little thing that I see them implementing into Destiny Bungie after they left off and quit. But I feel like they could have done that better. But I really liked the fact that we got an ODST storyline after seeing them in so many games, and that we finally really got to get into them and see their mindset when they're fighting and everything.
That was a really cool aspect of it. Yeah, you get to be that guy. You get to understand what kind of, like they call them the Hell Jumpers, why they call them the Hell Jumpers. They go in first and come out last. It's really cool. So I did like that look into ODSTs. And I do think, though, that they could have done better with having more enemies on the street and having more of an open feel to it. Even though it was kind of open in terms of it being in a city, like it still felt closed because it felt like you still only had any relevance going into certain pathways, and you didn't feel as free to explore. The scenery, though, was cool. They did do a very good job with the whole ransacked city look. And so that kind of gave a cool, ominous feel to the whole game, especially with the mystery aspect of going and finding trails from your partners. So it kind of honestly felt more like a thriller, like a mystery kind of drama game.
And I just want to go on a little rant here, that I hated whenever you got shot, your whole screen just went red. That was just annoying, because every single time you couldn't really focus. I mean, you get shot and boom, red on your screen.
Yeah, you're not the Master Chief anymore.
It was kind of annoying
that
it was red. I feel like they could have. Well,
not
it was
made really
it
like
better.
Gears of War.
When
your screen goes red from blood, I suppose. But it wasn't. Was it blood in Halo ODST, or was it just red?
It was blood.
Blood. Yeah, they made it that kind of. Well, that makes it pretty real.
Yeah.
It was like a stealth game. Really was a stealth game. Yeah, but my favorite part from Halo ODST would had to have been, I think his name's Emmett, or Everett, the guy that he stuck the energy sword into the elite.
Oh, Emil.
Emil.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Emil was awesome. He was really cool, and that cutscene with him fighting the Elite was just amazing because you just get to see him go out in a blaze of glory, just like we knew he would because of who he is. Such a bombastic character.
Two energy swords get stabbed and then just takes them down with
Yeah,
him.
he did, and that was really cool. And he used his knife. He
Used the
He
energy
used
sword. He grabbed it from his
used it-
chest and
Yeah,
got him.
he did. But there was also the knife.
Oh yeah, the knife.
The knife was in the Elite, I believe.
And I loved how they put his helmet in there so you could buy it also. That's still my helmet right now.
I do have Emil's helmet at the Avatar story. You're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. And in the game too.
Oh, in the game. I thought you meant. Yeah, I have the Avatar helmet. Yeah.
And I still am. I hung on to the hope that Noble Six was not killed right there because we never actually saw him die. Everyone tells me and says that he got stabbed, but the fact is that it's confirmed that he wasn't stabbed on screen. And even Halsey says that you died or you didn't get to see the end of the war. So that is, I mean, like you can't deny that the end of the war was in Halo 3. And so he could have lived all the way up to that time and died fighting or just died of an illness. I mean, we don't know.
Never know.
But I'm holding on to the hope that a second game might come, possibly, even though that's such a small chance that we might get a little story there. In June, oh my gosh, I would love just
June was cool.
even like a little mini game or something with, not really a mini game, but kind of a like, maybe a 4-part game where you're just as June and it's basically focusing on sniping. Because I feel like it was kind of just really quick when he left. I mean, all of a sudden you get up there and he's gone. It's like, oh, he went to go protect her. And we didn't really get any confirmation or anything. Like, I see all these videos online about what happened to June. And now he's with the Spartan 5 program. But,
like a character cliffhanger,
yeah.
basically.
I felt like they could have done that better, just told us that, he's just going to protect her. And they did say that, but, like, I just feel like they could have handled that better.
Definitely. And I really like, I really also like the whole theory that Noble Six is still alive. We could see more of him. With main characters of any type, if you don't see them die on screen, there's always the very good chance that they are alive, especially a Spartan. You gotta think
Spartans
of
never
how
die.
much he went through and how much he fought, especially in the ending cutscene when he's fighting all of those high-level elites. I mean, and he still was surviving to a good degree.
Yeah.
You have to admit, there's a good chance he survived. And I'd love to see that. And if anybody tried to do that last part, the lone wolf on Legendary.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, amazingly hard.
Or even
So
on
crazy.
Lasso. Legendary All Skulls On. Oh my gosh.
I've never tried it with that.
I've
I don't
tried
know
that
if
and I
could.
died from a grunt, like the
Not
first
know if
grunt
I
I
could.
saw. Alright, so we have decided that this has taken up a lot of time. So we were originally going to have like 3 parts we were going to talk about, but we've decided that we're going to do 1 part in one video, a second part in another video, and a third part in another video. So this is just kind of us ending this, and we'll be right back.
Yep. And we can talk just about our favorite parts of the games and memorable moments. And why don't you comment below maybe some of your favorite or memorable moments from any of the Halo games?
Yeah, alright. See you guys later.